What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel, and it is finally time to start getting back in to the college football revamped rebuilds here on the channel. And when you think of rebuilds, you think of programs that need to get back to their glory days. And there's no program, I think, bigger in college football. I don't know about that. We already did Michigan, but Florida State to try to get back to those Jimbo Fisher peak days. Obviously, they were big in the 90s and DBU and everything crazy like that. But the last time Florida State was good was when they had Jameis Winston. Oh, crab legs himself under center. And they've gone through a couple coaches, and there's a legitimate claim that if you're like ranking the teams in Florida, like Central Florida has passed Florida State if you're looking at like competitive football programs. And that's a little bit jarring. That's a little bit weird. So we're going to set ourselves up for a 5-year rebuild to try and make Florida State great again. We've yet to not have a successful rebuild yet in this college football revamped mod rebuild series, which is good, but it also means that we're due for another failure, and it could be this year. I don't know. But looking at our team here, let's meet the team, then we'll meet the recruits. We're using real recruits. Chuba Purdy is going to be our starting quarterback. He's a true freshman, one of the top dual threat quarterbacks from the 2019, one of those years of recruiting classes. So we're going to go with that over Travis, over James Blackman. Obviously, there's been some transfers and stuff if you're watching this video now. And I just, there's just certain stuff. Because I think Blackman transferred, and I also think Lars Woodbay at safety transferred as well. But they're on the roster for the time being. I'm not, it's that's like COVID transfers and stuff like that. So Purdy will be our starting quarterback. At running back, we're going Jashawn Corbin, the redshirt sophomore, is already an 86 overall, so a very high ceiling for us. We also have, obviously, a senior there, but Lawrence Toafili, the true freshman, is already 78 overall. So there is, like, plenty of good young talent on this Florida State team that, obviously, year one with a 72 true freshman quarterback, we might be a little bit underwhelming, but, like, year two, year three, as long as we're not getting fired, I think we're going to have a dangerous program near the end of this rebuild. Wide receiver, we have Tamorion Terry, probably one of the best height, weight, speed wide receivers in all of college football, 6'4". We got 90 overall with 96 speed, 95 acceleration. He is going to be a very good value pick in the 2021 NFL draft, and I hope he's good for us in his senior season. Ontario Wilson, 83. We got a bunch of young guys here, sophomores and freshmen, which is pretty good. Nothing too unreal at tight end here. Cameron McDonald, 76. He's solid. Offensive line is also young and very, very high upside. We have Darius Washington, the freshman. We're starting at left tackle. He's at 76. Dante Lucas, the sophomore, 86. At center, we have Maurice Smith, 76. Right guard, the senior, 83. And we get an 85 at right tackle. Also, not shown here. I don't know. I think he's still here. Let me see. Don't we have Tony Baselli's kid? Yeah, Andrew Baselli, of legendary Jag tackle, Tony Baselli. That's his kid. We'll get him here on the depth chart. Flipping to the defensive side, we have Janaris Robinson, one of the longest players in all of college football. I mean, like a guy that, like, I'm not going to lie, I didn't really know much about him until the Senior Bowl. And now he's a guy that a lot of people are saying that in the upcoming 2021 NFL draft, I mean, he could go 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round, somewhere in that range, coming out of nowhere for Florida State. We have Joshua Kaindoh, again, another massive human being, 6'7", 261 pounds. This guy's going to be a beast coming out the edge. Inside, we have Marvin Wilson, who's one of the better nose guards in the upcoming draft. Corey Durden, solid as well. So we also have 86, Robert Cooper. So the D tackle, especially interior of this defensive line, is going to be really good for us going forward this year and in future years. Amari Gaynor, maybe the most promising young player on the defensive side for Florida State, 84 as a sophomore. Really nice linebacker. We have Warner, the senior, 85, and Rice, the senior, 83, manning up a solid linebacking core for sure. In the secondary, Asante Samuel Jr. Yes, the son of legendary Patriot and Eagle, and I think he, played 2 years with Atlanta. Corner, Asante Samuel. I mean, he's a baller. One of my favorite players in this year's draft class. 5'10", 184, built like a slot, can play on the outside. They got Miko Dotson, who's a transfer from Florida Atlantic. I think Florida Atlantic, Florida International. Either way, he had like 7-8 picks in his final year at Florida Atlantic. I'm going to go with Florida Atlantic. So he's nice, 86. We have Dent, the sophomore, 83. I'm happy with that. Our secondary is actually really good. Our DBs are good. Renardo Green, the sophomore, 82, starting. And we have Nazrul Dean, 89 at safety. A guy that could very well be in the conversation for the top strong safety that gets drafted in the 2021 NFL Draft. Special teams, we got, freshmen, cool. Hopefully they're going to be here 5 years and really high overalls when all is said and done. But you're seeing. As long as I don't get fired, give me 3 years. Because by the end of that 3 years, we're going to have a lot of really high caliber players. Hopefully we can make it through the first, year or two. It'll be ups and downs, a little bit inconsistent. A quick look at a recruiting board before we get into year one. We're using real recruits, so the draft board was kind of already set for us, unfortunately, but it's the trade-off. Do we want real players? Yes. If I use generated players, I probably would have a more overpowered draft class, because then it's just, like, half the time, like, look right now, here's an example. For anyone that doesn't know, it's a quick refresher. I'm using a part of a mod that I can import almost all of the top recruits, 4 or 5, and I think a lot of the 3 stars are real players, but unfortunately, like, this is preseason, and a lot of guys have already committed. A lot of guys are well over 50% committed, locked into a certain school. So, versus if I just did a generated class where I would have probably at least a chance at 3, 4, 5 stars, because Florida State does have a really good reputation for recruiting. Because we're using real players, I'm kind of just dealt the hand that I am dealt. And there's no 5 stars, but we have some really solid 4 stars. We've done our recruiting in terms of scouting as well. We have Carlos Del Rio, who I'm pretty sure actually committed to Florida, but we're going to try to get him. We have Hunt here at running back. Again, obviously getting some guys that are going down. Lorenzo Styles, Jr., that's an awesome name for a wide receiver. He's a +3. Our big one here, we got Logan Taylor. He's a +5 diamond. Ethan Downs, didn't get any scouting on him. Here's a diamond. Nakai Johnson at outside linebacker. He's a +7 gem. I would love to get him because we do need an outside linebacker on our squad. We also need a corner, Clinton Burton Jr., +4, almost a diamond gem. But he's really nice as well. So, it's not going to be a crazy recruiting class, but won't be too shabby. Again, this whole rebuild is going to be, can we get enough leeway to kind of have inconsistent performances year 1, probably year 2, so that 3, 4, and 5 will be contending. Okay, so year 1, we got to take our lumps. We started 2-0, and then we lost 10 in a row. I don't know if I'm going to get fired or not. That's the worst thing about this, is that, like, I have yet to get... If I get fired, I'm just going to, like, make a new coach and then just keep going. Because I've had at least 2 of the 6 rebuilds that we've done so far. I remember the Maryland rebuild. I got fired in year 1 when I pretty much just had to, like, I'm not playing every game. There's no way that in one video I can record me playing every single game so that the team doesn't underperform because the talent's not quite there yet, so that I don't get fired. So I think what we're going here, we'll set the precedent. I don't know if I'm going to get fired or not. I probably will at 2-10. Or, well, not necessarily I will get fired, but Mike Norvell will get fired. If this happens from here on out, I'm just going to I'll make like a C4 coach that will take over as head coach, because I just can't keep burning like 2-3 hours and then be like, oh, I got fired, I got to restart it again, because, it is what it is. But hopefully we keep our job. We knew the first couple of years going to be tough here in Florida State, but if we just give us a little bit of time, who knows how high we'll go. 10 straight losses, though, is pretty rough. Statistically speaking, Chubba Purdy, 15 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. I guess it was an FCS team, but I remember our second game of the year, he threw tied the record for touchdowns. Let's see, I think it's right here in school records. He tied the record for passing touchdowns in a game with 6 with Chris Weineke. And that was, like I said, it was an FCS team, right? But you see like 6 touchdowns, no picks, true freshman. You're probably not assuming that he was just going to play as bad as he did down the stretch, because it was right here, 73-0. See here, player stats. Look at that, 6 touchdowns, no picks. I was like, oh my God, we're 2-0. Our true freshman just threw 6 touchdowns, and then we lost 10 in a row. But for the rest of the stats here for Florida State, let's see how we looked. Running the ball was not great. Yardage is not bad, but touchdowns just weren't there. Tamorion Terry, 726, 5 touchdowns. Again, it's just the offense struggle. It's going to be tough to get a true gauge on like who played well, who underperformed. Kando had a huge year, 23 TFLs, 7.5 sacks. We had 4 picks. Asante Samuel Jr. I like seeing that, but we got to see if we even have a job once the offseason starts first. For year 1, Heisman went to Tuscaloosa. Najee Harris, 30 touchdowns on the year. That's That's pretty terrifying for our record books. Not, oh, come on, just give me. Please don't make it so I have to make a coach. Because I don't know how that works, right? Okay, we got fired. There has to be a way I can make a new coach. Just give me 1 second here. So yeah, we did get fired. I'm not sure. Someone can leave me in the comments how I can retire, like stop being Mike Norvell. It'd be great. But we have a new head coach. Gary Indiana is coming in to coach Florida State. As you can see here in the little Dynasty Center. It'll be nice. Like, I have no idea. I could probably figure it out somehow if I Googled it. But right now, we're sticking with Florida State. We got players leaving. I don't know if we're going to be able to convince anybody that's an underclassman. See, I don't want any of these guys leaving, which sucks because they're freshmen. These are the guys who are going to be big time in a couple seasons. But they're the big dogs going off as senior Sunday Samuel, Tamorian Terry, Marvin Wilson, and Hamza Nasruddin. They've all gone. But we're not losing any underclassmen, which is good. Now, signing day, this is our signing day. Really, it's Norvell's class, but it's still our class. And for Florida State, a 2-win Florida State, we still have almost a top 10 recruiting class. No 5 stars, but 7 4 stars, 9 3 stars. We got 22 total recruits. I'm happy with that, man. Actually, let's see what the best of the bunch was. We got Downs at DN, Hunt at running back, Carlos Del Rio at quarterback, Boykins, the athlete, Warren at guard, Green at wideout, Burton Jr. at corner. He's probably my favorite of the bunch. I'm happy with it. We missed out on one of the linebackers that I really wanted, but it's still a really good recruiting class. Year 2 for Florida State under new management. Again, hopefully we don't get it's college football, man. Coaches get fired left, right. It's like soccer. You never get a coach a long enough time to really establish himself, and they're always getting fired. It's a constant revolving door. For Florida State, we're going with Chubba Purdy yet again at quarterback. Even though Travis is an 84, I feel like Purdy still is the option. I mean, they are fairly similar. I just want Purdy's development to keep on keeping on there. We have Corbin at running back as a 91. Wide receiver, not as prolific as it was when we had Tamorian Terry in the group. But offensive line is stronger than what it was last season, which is good. D-line has lost a lot of guys to the NFL. At least we still have Robert Cooper and Fabian Levette at D-tackle, 89 and 87 respectively. Gainer at linebackers an 89, McRae's an 80, Deloach 82. It's solid. Our secondary is also still fairly strong. Keem Dent's an absolute beast. Jerryon Jones 86, Brownlee 85. Like our secondary is always going to be the strength of this team. Green's an 88. We have Gant who's an 84. So as long as those guys can get turnovers, as long as those guys can help out the offense while we go through yet again a little bit of a learning curve, I think we'll be better than 2-10. Recruiting board, it's kind of pretty exciting, honestly, given the fact that I'm like an unknown coach again, that I could pull a recruiting board like this. I'm not using real recruits. I feel like that would be too much of a disadvantage. So we're after a bunch of 4 stars. We're in the lead for a bunch of 4 stars, or really good 3 stars that we've been able to scout and determine that they were like a gem and stuff like that. So I do think we can land most of this recruiting class. I'm looking like, obviously, John James, 76 overall. We did have a couple really, really nice diamonds up here, just a little bit. I mean, Matt Russell up +4 for a corner. That's usually a position that is kind of difficult to recruit. We have James Williams here, who I think is going to be a really nice-looking defensive back. 6'2", 193, 4-star, but 91 speed, 94 acceleration. Good pursuit, good press, good zone coverage. I'm really intrigued with that. I also have, where's that other athlete? I have a guy who looks like the greatest power back. Michael Robinson, 90 speed with 93 trucking as a true freshman. I think that'd be a very, very fun player to get if we are able to recruit him. So hopefully we don't get fired yet again, and we can actually start to build a nice little coaching tree and get some recruiting done. Progress! Yes, 3-9. I recruited the shit out of this year's class. Is that a thing people say? Recruit the shit? I literally got almost all my targets. I got all my targets. We were going to have a top 10 recruiting class, I think. So give me another chance. Give Gary Indiana a second chance here. Don't just make him one and done. If I have to start another coach again, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed. So we had a quarterback switch. Purdy struggled. Travis wasn't much better, even though it says he's on fire. Toafilio played well. 1,300 rushing yards, 8 touchdowns. I'll take that. Ontario Wilson in his final year in Florida State. 765 yards, 10 touchdowns. That's good. I'm surprised he had better numbers than Tamorion Terry had last year. I guess maybe a little bit better quarterback play. Quashawn Fuller at defensive end, the redshirt sophomore, 13 TFLs, 5.5 sacks, leading the team. Briggs and Cooper all had solid years. 4 picks Gainer, 4 picks Akeem Dent, 3 for starting free safety Renardo Green. Happy with all of those numbers. So at least from a box score standpoint, our secondary did play as well as they should have given their base ratings. So now it's all about, do we keep our job as we enter the end of the season or not? I'm going to say yes, because it's still progress, right? Let's figure out Raheem Blackshear from Virginia Tech. 20 total touchdowns. Big discrepancy between the 30 that Najee Harris had last year, but solid year. Congrats to Virginia Tech. That's not a school that usually gets Heisman winners. I don't think they've had anyone close since probably Michael Vick. Oh, don't fire me. Don't. Hey, we still gas. They have committed to the rebuild. Thank God. So for our players leaving, as per our rule, if it's round 2 or below, I just can't touch them. But for someone like Corbin, who's a very important player for our offense, especially given the fact that I think he's our only player that's above a 90 overall, in our skill position spots, definitely want him to come back to school, and we're able to convince him. We are going to be losing Robert Cooper at defensive tackle. He has been fairly strong for us. Ontario Wilson, too, our wide receiver 1. We're going to have to replace him. Surprised he didn't get like a late round draft projection. He was solid for us. So our recruiting, 1 spot worse. We did get the 5-star this year. Coming in 12, I'll still take that. Given the fact that we have 5 wins over the last 5 wins over the last 2 years, still having a fringe top 10 class is great. We have the number 3 recruit overall in the class, Chad Grant at wide receiver. 6'3", 220, 4.3 speed, a.k.a. a Tamorion Terry regen. Very, very happy to be able to land him amongst some of our other recruits here. I tried to go on this guy last second. You know, one of those, I have everyone recruited. I might as well spend my off-season points here. But yeah, very happy with this recruiting class. Willis, 876 outside linebacker to 74 corner, 76 middle linebacker, strengthening that linebacker core. And then, of course, we got the Haas, James Williams. No, actually, that's not the guy I'm looking for. This guy, Mitchell Robinson. Anytime you get a true freshman that's coming in with 93 trucking, you're gonna find a way to get that guy involved in your offense. So year 3 here, I want Purdy to be our starter, right? But the fact he's just not developing for some reason. Del Rio, the freshman, is already the same rating, and NCAA, the sim is so heavily weighed on your quarterback ranking. We'll go with Travis right now. Maybe Purdy will have an opportunity as a senior. Corbin's back, able to convince him not to go to the draft. He's a 96. He's easily our best player on the offensive side of the ball. Warren Thompson, solid wide receiver for sure. We have some young wide receivers who'll be looking to make some big plays. Chad Grant, the number 3 overall player in the country. You know what? Let's make him wide receiver 3. Get him some reps out of the slot. O-line strong. Lucas over the 90s. The rest of the O-line still probably one of the better O-lines in the ACC. Defensively, it's coming along the D-line better than it was last year. Maybe the strongest D-line we've had since year 1. Gainer's up to a 93. McRae, 83. 86 for Deloach. Solid linebacker core. No weaknesses. Secondary also strong. Jones and Dent, both a 90 overall. But I mean, this is just a common, since we've been here at Florida State. Secondary has been very, very, very good. And I expect that to continue yet again. Lots of interceptions as we look to, at minimum, let's be a 4-win team. I'm shooting for 6 wins, though, this season. And at the end of year 3, 6-6. So we have more wins this year than we did the first 2 years combined. Gary, Indiana, up to a level 15. As clearly you're putting all your points into recruiting. One thing that is kind of annoying is that there's 2 schools that we play every year, and every year we've lost them. And it's frustrating. We lost to Florida, ranked Florida. Who knows? We could have finished, 6-6. Maybe we could do a bowl game. Most likely won't. But we almost beat Florida, took it down to the wire. And, that was an annoying loss there to Boston College, I'll tell you that. But Clemson and Florida are 2 of our big games we play every year. And we're 0-6 in our 3 years against them. It does feel like eventually once we get a win against one of those schools, that's when the tide starts to turn here for Florida State. But through 3 years, it's still, it's a rebuild, fellas. That's what we're doing. Yeah, we said year 3 is when things would start to turn. 4 and 5 are going to be big years for us. Jordan Travis in his final year with Florida State, 27 touchdowns, 11 picks. not too shabby. 1,400 yards, 11 touchdowns for Deshaun Corbin. Very good. He's going to the NFL for sure. Warren Thompson, 700 yards, 10 tutties. Led the team for our receivers. Defensively, Kalen DeLoach led the team with tackles. Sacks, not a lot of sack production there. DeLoach also leading in that category. Interceptions, Jones and Brownlee with 3 picks each. You know, it's just, I would actually say slightly underwhelming numbers there from our defense, where our offense put it together. But maybe, yeah, it looks like we might be projected to play in the Pinstripe Bowl. Let's see. And the Sim God himself, if you've watched all of our college football rebuild, Lynette Whitehead has won Heisman. Like, this is probably his 5th Heisman. It's insane. But we are going to the Pinstripe Bowl against number 17 Michigan, 2 schools that kind of sadly have the same identity, it feels like right now. It's like, oh yeah, they used to be good, and now they're kind of trending more towards meme territory. We'll spend one more point there into our recruiting skill tree. Might as well just, again, it's the Pinstripe Bowl. We have bigger aspirations than that, so we'll just sim it. But let's get, actually, I want to see if we, from this, so we can get a bigger, clear picture of us. We've had any big wins this year. We lost to Notre Dame, beat Virginia Tech, beat Virginia, beat number 5 Maryland. How's Maryland 5? We beat Miami, we beat North Carolina State, we beat Syracuse. So, okay year. Some of those 6 wins are strong wins. Hey, first piece of hardware for Gary, Indiana, 38-28. We get the job done there. Corso and everybody was taking ranked Michigan here. That's something we can build on, right? That's something that we're going to be able to take in and carry on into next year. As you look at this, Travis's final game before he, I don't know, where's he going to go work? I always use Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Where's another spot that ex-athletes go to work? He's going to be selling life insurance, okay? He's going to be selling life insurance. Corbin, 73 yards and a tutty. Thompson, that's a huge game. I think he's also a senior. 9 catches, $159, 2 touchdowns as we get some hardware, which hopefully helps out our job security, but more so puts us on the right foot for years 4 and years 5 for Florida State to be at minimum ranked, at maximum competing for a national championship. For players leaving, we're not losing any underclassmen. It is our seniors, and we're losing a couple solid ones for sure. Lucas, they're Green, Lucas, maybe not Travis, but Gant too. These are guys. Dent. I'm pretty surprised that they're not even getting consideration as draftable players here. We have Lovett going 6th round, Corbin 6th round, 3rd rounder for Amari Gaynor. Best of luck, fellas. Dip in our recruits for sure. We went with a quality over quantity, which I think kind of affected because we only had 16 total prospects. Well, we got 7 4-stars. So if you're looking at this, we got more production than a lot of these schools, right? We had no 5s, but I like my class. It's better than the 20 for sure. It's better than the 20th. Only one player that I wanted that I didn't get, so I'm happy with that. We lost up to Parks, but we still got a lot of improvement on the offensive line. A 75 overall DN here in Brian Wallace. I'll take it. So as we get for year 4 here, I think this is probably going to be the best screen to show my recruiting board from the preseason. We got some guys here that we're all in play for. Top 3 for most of them. We got +3, +5 diamond for Joe McKinley, the athlete. Looking at his stats there, the 81 zone, he's going to be a defensive back of some sort. We got a +3 on Whitaker at safety. DeAngelis looked good, and we're his number 1 target for the number 1 outside linebacker. And of course, he'd be a -4 something in the red, but he still looks like a really, really solid player, and definitely want to bring him on. Rocky Blunt, great name, exceptional name, a little bit undersized, 6'1", but a +6 gem. A little bit of a diamond there. That's we like to see that. Had another one here, Tim Lovett, wide receiver, up to a 77, +6. That'd be a great get. And at running back, Jason Ellis, not the skater, but the football player, +6 as well. Even though, again, this is more so not guys that are going to... some of them might make an impact year 5, but for the most part, it's just to try to make me feel good about myself and my recruiting classes. So, following a pretty... I took a couple breaks. I just went to eat lunch. I can't remember even what the bowl we won was. Pinstripe Bowl, was it? Either way, whatever bowl game we got, this is our, we're going Purdy here, quarterback. We're going to keep forcing that. Even though it's plus, that's minuscule. At running back, Toafili, 91. Happy seeing that. Wide receiver, Poitier, we have Robinson, and Chad Grant make up our big wide receiver 3. It's solid depth at wide receiver, not really a prolific tight end. Offensive line is very good, though. 90s, we got 290s, high 80s. I think it's probably one of the best offensive lines in the ACC. Probably one of the best offensive lines in all of college football. D-line here is looking good, too. No one really below an 80, which is good. With 83 is the lowest overall player on our defensive line. I'm pretty happy with it. Linebacker core still very strong, 289s here. DeLoach was our most productive player on the defensive side of the ball last year. Hopefully he continues that. In the secondary, Brownlee and Tate, both 90+. They're going to have to dominate here. Free safety, Travis J, 94, getting his first opportunity to really be a impactful starter. Same with Jarius Green McKnight, 86 overall, great athlete, really, really strong tackler. We're going to need him to have also a great year to keep up that high level of play that we've had since this rebuild has began in the secondary. So we were 7-6 last year with a bowl victory. I think that is 7 wins minimum in the regular season is our goal here in year 4 with the Florida State Seminoles. So we've started 0-3, and I'm pretty much just convinced that Chua Purdy's cursed. And let's go Del Rio, because I actually I recruited him. But yeah, I don't know what it is, man. Chua Purdy, Chubba, whatever his name is. Hey, stupid name. You're not playing as good as your brother Brock did when we did the Iowa State rebuild. I'll say that. So we'll go Del Rio, because the game does not want me to force Purdy in as our starting quarterback, even though I put him in the goddamn thumbnail of the fucking video. Let's see if we can bounce back this year, finish out strong. Not get fired. Florida State sucks. So, by the way, 3-9? 3-9? This is supposed to be like when we're peaking. And even the quarterback, the quarterback change at least got us some victories, but I'm nervous, man. We've yet to fail the rebuild, and we're going to have to put it all together for the final year. He's going to be a little bit difficult, but, if there was no adversity, these things would be less entertaining, I think. So we'll upgrade our coaching tree there. Hopefully we're still not fired. What happened here? How do there should be an easy way to see just my games instead of having to we'll look at our schedule here in just a sec, because yeah, this is gonna take too long. Just go down. I'm gonna get frustrated. Let's just screw that. Let's just see I want to see what 3 garbage teams lost to this team. That's where we're at. We beat Boston College. Suck it. We lost to Clemson again, because that's just what happens. We lost to Miami pretty badly. Louisville kind of owned us. We beat NC State badly, which is cool. We lost to Maryland. We lost to Wake Forest. A couple close games. If we're gonna one score games, it could have went one way or another. It's just, I don't know, man. The quarterback spot, man. We don't have anyone that's getting ready to take off as that elite quarterback prospect. It's kind of we're kind of like Michigan, oddly enough, because neither one of those quarterbacks were good. Unfortunately, our run game, Toafili tried his best. 900 yards, 7 touchdowns. It's not brutal. Poitier, 742 and 9s, also solid, especially for the junior. We're going to get him back for next year. Well, DeLoach did not lead our team, but tied. Him and Boykins, okay, I like seeing that. Competition there a little bit. Fuller had a nice year. 60 tackles, 21 TFLs, 6.5 sacks. That's probably our best edge rusher season so far since we've been here with Florida State. Interception numbers definitely lower than what they were, but we're also lacking the elite talent that we've had in the secondary the last couple years. So now, last year was hoping maybe we'd sneak into a bowl game. This year, year 4, not where you want to be, hoping that once we get to the offseason, we don't get fired. Tennessee it's like the Oklahoma for quarterbacks. That's Tennessee volunteer running backs. And I actually was very close to doing a Tennessee Vols rebuild, just given the fact that they're in the shit right now. All their players are transferring out. Could be an interesting school to do. All right, we got one more chance. We're on the hot seat. Hey, at least that's all I really needed, man. I need it. Give me that 5 years. Oh, we got canned. 2-star program. This is the reverse rebuild. So we're going to be have some fun with our 5th and final year. We're going to be head coach worst chant ever, which is very appropriate for Florida State because it's easily the number 1 game you want muted if you're just you get a lot of crowd sound because that chant is so incredibly annoying. I'm sure this is going to be fine. I knew this one was going to suck, though. Florida State sucks. And I can't even fix it. So we have Demore Tate wants to declare. Maybe we'll be able to come back. You need your degree because we're probably not going to be winning. I couldn't even bring him back. If you come back, I get you'll be a first rounder. And he's come back to school. Nice. Nice. Like this is such a weird rebuild. Like we're so bad. And like last year's recruiting class was not great either. And then out of nowhere, going in our final year, it's our strongest recruiting class ever. So you know, hey, let's just hope things go well. We got 75. We got a 4-star number 5 free safety. We got the number 11 running back, the number 2 center. We have the, you know, kind of a depth linebacker there for the most part. We have the number 9 strong safety, but he's a 77 overall. He's one of the diamonds that we identified earlier on. We got one of the better athletes. We got the number 3 center. Again, with that, we could probably shuffle these guys all along the interior of the offensive line. 77 wideout. You know, again, just really, really good scouting. And lucky to hit on some of these players. Hopefully they're enough to give us a miracle run at this point. You know, I don't even know what we could like realistically expect here for this rebuild year 5. ACC championship game, best. Like, there's no way we're going undefeated and run for a natty. But if we can get to the ACC championship game, that'd be something. So for year 5, all or nothing here with Florida State. My undefeated college football revamped rebuild national championship streak is on the line here, and it's all going to fall on the shoulders of our very first quarterback recruit, Carlos Del Rio, who's a 92 overall. The rest of the team, I mean, it's not bad. We got Michael Robinson, who was that true freshman we had a couple years ago that had 93 trucking as a high schooler. So hopefully the power run game helps us out a little bit. Wide receiver, Robinson and Potier at both 90 plus. Grant, who was formerly top 5 player in a recruiting class 88. So like from a skill position standpoint, honestly, might be as strong as we've had since we've done this entirety rebuild. The O-line is still not a weakness, which is good, but not great. As you can see, like, you know, right-hand side's not ideal, but the left-hand side is solid. 86 for Herring, 90 for Thomas Schrader. On the defensive side, Downs 85, Griffiths 87, Sorrells 90. Jaquay Sorrells really, really good. Powerhouse inside. Linebacking core, Boykins, Dix Jr. That's immature. And Lundy, that's a solid linebacking core. Demore Tate, we're able to convince not to go to the NFL, returns as a 95 overall corner. Burton 86, who is one of our top corner recruits, probably the highest rated DB we've been able to recruit so far in this rebuild. He's an 86. We're going to need big play out of him. 282s make up the final depth. I mean, it's good getting JGM back for his senior season as well, but it's just what happens, man. It runs its course. Our defense was the obvious strength, especially the secondary for most of this rebuild. And of course, in the final year, it's not that strong. But on the offensive side of the ball, we've never been better. So if we're gonna go on an all or nothing Hail Mary run, I don't know if this is a team that's gonna do it, but let's hope. We did it. We were never going undefeated, but 8-4, ACC championship game, have a chance to beat a 1-loss North Carolina. You know, that for this rebuild, even though it's going to go down as a failure, that's about as good as you could hope for, all things considered. Looking at the stats here, on the offensive side of the ball, Del Rio, 2,700 yards, 27 touchdowns, 4 picks. So we finally have some competent quarterback play. I think it's the first time our starting quarterback had like less than 10 turnovers, which is great. Javion Hunt, 1,400 yards, 12 touchdowns. Looks good. No dominant receiver, but, you know, it's deep. A lot of guys can make a lot of plays there. On the defensive side of the ball, Ethan Downs, 18 TFLs, 6.5 sacks, 4 picks from JGM, Jarius Green McKnight. I think I saw something too that said we had a Heisman finalist, but I don't know. Let's see here. Nope, not seeing that. Not seeing that show up, but at least we get to hop in and play a game here. ACC championship game. Corso's taking UNC, but Florida State, we dangerous. They might have every single advantage instead of turnover differential, but we're a dangerous program. I mean, looking at them, okay, yeah, they lost to Miami. Fine, good, awesome. That's impressive. Looking at us, we grinded, baby. Beat Pitt and OT. Georgia Tech, we lost to Maryland, which is by 1 point, so that's almost a victory. Can't be, I mean, Clemson and Florida, the fact that we went 0-10 in 5 years, very frustrating. But, I mean, it is what it is. Still close games. Like, we were in every single game this year. And if a play or two went our way, we'd be undefeated. We might be, reversed roles here. But I actually want to know, how about one loss? North Carolina is only 11. Like, there's a lot of undefeated teams here. Oh, no, they're just getting disrespected. ACC just getting disrespected. 97 overall team with one loss is 11 in the polls. Not one undefeated, two. I mean, Notre Dame's, oh man, I hate Notre Dame. Notre Dame's like the most overrated college team, I think, in all of college. And this just reiterates that fact. But at least we get to hop in and try and get some glory here in our final season. The bowl game's not going to matter, but being ACC champions will. So let's hop in and let's hopefully beat the brakes off of North Carolina and get some sort of success from this rebuild. I don't even know what the strength of this team's going to be. I hope it's our power back. Oh, let's go, Michael Robinson. The trucking is real. Fuck. That's it. We got it out of the way. We got it out of the way. I needed to burn one. I'm sitting here all day simming. Now I get in the gameplay. You throw that first pick, we'll be fine. Defense on the field. Goes into a field goal. I'll take that. That's a win. Oh, that's a filthy throw. That's like a Michael Vick. Prime Michael Vick cover athlete Madden throw. Spinorama. Hits that Booker T. Can you dig it? And hits the tight end downfield. All right, we got a third down. One thing I'm noticing right now between the trenches, North Carolina's getting a lot of pressure. So I think that's a massive advantage they have over us. So it's, we're gonna have to get. Oh, there we go. Chad Grant. That's the former number 3 overall recruit for you, Chad Grant. 3rd and 1. Let's go, big gainer. Don't even need anything crazy. Let's actually just get it with the QB's feet, and he fumbles it. Ah! All right, I've changed quarterbacks. I'm gonna go road maker. I don't know. Sure. See what this kid can do. This kid got wheels. He's a speedster, and he's already started with a 25-yard gain. I'm just hoping that if we do scramble, because we're gonna need to, we need that mobility behind this line of scrimmage. Maybe we'll have a better advantage here because Del Rio like 70 speed. I might as well just show you. Might as well just show you instead of telling you the decision making that went in here. So we had Del Rio, 93, but just at 76 speed. Kind of felt like he was stuck in the mud a little bit. I think, get a little bit more pop, a little bit more juice from Tate Rodemaker. So let's go with him. Oh, that's wide open. That's wide open, and that got to be a touchdown. I feel like the fact that, I don't know. I don't know if it was a lack of juice. I don't know if the ball was slightly underthrown, but like that was wide open. Gotta finish that off. But it is looking pretty good right now, barring a fumble, that we will go into halftime with a lead. That was just chuck away. I didn't like that play at all. All right, let's see if we can get the running back involved here. 2nd and goal, Robinson. Oh my God, they're coming fast. Ah, shit. We're gonna blow this, aren't we? We're gonna blow this. Cause I feel like the smart thing to do. Oh, slants cheese. Maybe try that. Smart thing to do would you should kick the field goal, go in with some points, go in tied. That's better than nothing. That's better than being down. Even though I do want to be super aggressive when I can. Fuck! Fuck Florida State. Yep, O-line's garbage. Especially that right-hand side. All right, we're going to have to tap into the Tom Savage fucking and chuck it offense here. Because, anytime I try to, we got to do this. We have to scramble. Even though we fumbled the last time, our offensive line is getting dominated. I don't think I can have any realistic expectations that I can stay in the pocket and hit a guy down deep. Hey, good play. Tight end had the guy down beat, and we underthrew it. Good. Literally, if that was... Underthrew it. I don't know. Didn't hold the button hard enough. Fuck this. This team sucks. Turnover on downs. Can we end this cursed rebuild? Please let me know in the comment section below what school you guys want to see next. Because Florida State was awful. We should have known it was going to be awful because they're a terrible school. So I will do the top team in the comment section below next. 100% along, like people, like I keep getting Jacksonville State. I don't have Team Builder. I don't have any access to that. So as long, give me a school that's in NCAA 14 that I haven't done yet, and I'll do it. And please don't make it as shitty of a school as fucking Florida State is. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.